Ok, allora, Books of Heaven from Luisa Piccarreta, the Holy Woman, Italian Holy Woman. She is born in Corato, province of Bari, Puglia, region Puglia. Is a death in Corato in 3 March 1947, 1947 years. Volume 10, November 9, 1910. But the fact of human works done with human purpose. Finding myself in my usual state, I was commenting the many needs of the church to my blessed Jesus, and Jesus told me, "My daughter, the holiest works done with a human purpose are like cricket containers. If one pours any liquor into them, little by little it flows out to the ground. And when they go to get those containers in times of need, they find them empty. This is why the children of my church have reduced themselves to such a state, because in their works everything is a human purpose. So, in needs, in dangers, in affronts, they have found themselves to be empty of grace, and therefore, being debilitated, worn out, and almost blinded by the human spirit, they give themselves to excesses. Oh, how vigilant the leaders of the church should have been, so that I could not be made the laughing stock and almost the lead covering their wicked actions. 'Tis true that there would be great scandal if they repented, but this would be a minor offense for me compared to the many sacrileges which they commit. Alas, it is too hard for me to tolerate them. Pray, my daughter, because many sad things are about to come out of the children of the church. And he disappeared. November 12, 1920 years. As many as are the ways in which the soul gives herself to God, so many are the ways in which he gives himself to the soul. I was thinking about blessed Jesus when he was carrying the cross to Calvary, especially when he met with Veronica, who offered him a piece of cloth so that he might dry his face, all dripping with blood. And I said to my lovable Jesus, my love Jesus, heart of my heart, if Veronica offered you a cloth, I don't want to offer you little cloths to dry your blood, but I offer you my heart, my continuous heartbeat of my love, my little intelligence, my breath, the circulations of my blood, my movements, all of my being to dry your blood, and not wholly from your face, but from all your most holy humanity. I intend to tear myself into as many pieces for as many as are your wounds, your sorrows, your bitternesses, the drops of the blood you shed, so as to please on all of your suffering. On, on some my love, on some relief, on some kiss, on some reparation, on some an act of compassion, on some a thanksgiving, etc. I do not want any little particle of my being, any drop of my blood, to be left without occupying. Just a moment. Occupying itself with you. And do you know, oh Jesus, what I want is a recompense? That in all of the tiniest particles of my being you impress and seal your image, so that in front of you, in everything and everywhere, I may multiply my love, and so forth, with all the other nonsense I said. Now, having received communion and looking into myself, I could see in each particle of my being the will of Jesus within a flame, and this flame spoke of love, and Jesus said it to me, "Here is my daughter, made it content." Allora, November 23, 1910. Love is enough for everything. It changes the natural virtue into divine. Finding myself in my usual state, I was thinking about purity and about how I do not give a thought to this beautiful virtue, either for or against. It seems to me that on this button of purity, it neither bothers me nor do I think about it. So I said to myself, I myself do not know how I am with regard to the virtue, but I, I do not want to meddle in this. Love is enough for me in everything. And Jesus, adding to my words, told me, "My daughter, love encloses everything, changes everything, gives life to everything, triumphs over everything, embellishes everything, enriches everything. Purity is a content with not doing any act, gaze, thought, or word which is not honest, while it tolerates the rest, and this amounts to the acquisition of mere natural purity. Love is jealous of everything, even of one's virtues. So one can say that love is a patience, love is a obedience, is a sweetness, is a fortitude, is a peace. It is everything. If all the other virtues do not receive a life from love, they can be called natural virtues at the most, but love changes them into divine virtues. Oh, what a difference between the two! The natural virtues are servants, the divine are queens. Therefore, may love be enough for you in everything. November 28, 1920 year. Like a lack of love has cast the world into a net of vices or, or vices. I don't know. Finding myself in my usual state, I saw my always lovable Jesus in my interior. I felt myself all transformed in the love of my beloved Jesus. Now I would find myself inside of Jesus, bursting into acts of love together with Jesus, loving as Jesus loved. But I am unable to say it. I lack the words, and now I would find my sweet Jesus in me, and I alone would burst into acts of love, while Jesus would listen to me, telling me, say it, repeat it again, relieve me with your love. Lack of love has cast the world into a net of vices or vices. I don't know uh, how I can read this word. And he would remain silent in order to listen to me, and I would repeat again the acts of love. I will say the little I remember. In every moment, in every hour, I want to love you with all my heart. In every breath of my life, while breathing, I will love you. In every beat of my heart, love, love, I will repeat. In every drop of my blood, love, love, I will cry out. In every moment of my body, love alone I will embrace. Of love alone I want to speak. At love alone I want to look. To love alone I want to listen. Always of love I want to think. With love alone I want to burn. With love alone I want to be consummate. Only love I want to enjoy. Only love I want to content. From love alone I want to live, and within love I want to die. In every instant, in every hour, I want to call everyone to love, all and always together with Jesus, and in Jesus I shall live. In Jesus' heart I will plunge myself, and together with Jesus and with his heart, love, love, I will love you. but who can say them all? In doing this, I felt myself divided into many little flames, which then became one single flame. November 29, 1910 year. Jesus is jealous that someone else may comfort the soul. Since a good and holy priest was coming, I was a little bit anxious to speak with him, especially about my current state, in order to know the divine will. Now, after he came the first and the second time, I saw that nothing could be done of what I wanted. So, having received Holy Communion, all afflicted, I was repeating my great affliction to my affectionate Jesus, saying to him, "My life, my good and my all, it shows that you alone are everything for me. I have never found in any creature, as good and holy as he might be, a word, a comfort, a solution for the slightest doubt of mine. It shows how there is to be no one for me but you alone, the whole for me, and I alone, always alone for you, and so I abandon myself in you completely and always. As bad as I am, have the goodness of holding me in your arms without leaving me for one single instant or instant." While I was saying this, my blessed Jesus made himself seen looking in my interior, turning everything upside down to see if there was something which he did not like, and while turning and turning, he took something like a grain of white sands in his hands, and he threw it to the ground. Then he said to me, "Dearest daughter of mine, it is absolutely right that for one who is all for me, I be all for her. I am too jealous that someone else might give her the slightest comfort. I myself alone want to make up for all, and in everything. What is it that afflicts you? What do you want? I do everything to make you content. Do you see that white grain that I removed from you? It was nothing but a little bit of anxiety for you wanting to know my will from others. I removed it from you, and I threw it on the ground so as to leave you in whole indifference, the way I want you. And now I will tell you what my will is. I want Mass and also Communion. As for whether or not you must wait for the priest to come around, you will be indifferent to this. If you feel dozing, you will not try to come around and communion As for whether or not you must wait for the priest to come round, you will be indifferent to this. If you fear those, you will not try to come round, and if you feel awake, you will not try to doze off. However, know that I want you always ready and always at your post of victim, even if you should not always the quarters, so that every time the enemy tries to start the fight, they may always be ready to defeat him. The same for you, my daughter. You will remain always ready, always at your post, so that every time I should want to make you suffer either for my relief or to hold back chastisements, or for anything else, I may find you always ready. I do not have to always call you or dispose you to the sacrifice each time, but later you will consider yourself as being always called, even if I should not always keep you in the act of suffering. So we have understood each other, haven't we? Be tranquil and fear nothing. December 2, 1910. The spark of Jesus, continuing in my usual state, my always lovable Jesus came, and I saw myself like a spark. This spark was going around to my dear Jesus, and it would stop now on his head, now in his eyes. It would now enter into his mouth, and now descend inside of him, deep into his innermost adorable heart. Then it would come out and go around, and Jesus would even place it under his feet, and instead of staying extinguished at the warmth of his divine souls, it would ignite more, or ignite more. It would come out with greater speed from underneath his feet, and would turn around Jesus again. And now it prayed with Jesus. Now it loved him. Now it repaired him in some. It did whatever Jesus was doing, and with Jesus the spark became immense and pressed everything in the prayer. No one escaped it. It was a present. In the love of all, and for all it loved, it repaired, it made up for everyone and for everything. Oh, how admirable and unutterable is that which is done with Jesus. I lack the words to be able to put on paper the expressions of love and all the things that can be done with Jesus. Obedience would want it so, but the mind goes up high to take the words from Jesus. Then it descends down below. Try to find the expressions, the words of the natural language, but it finds no way out. Therefore, I can't. Then my beloved Jesus told me, my daughter, you are the spark of Jesus. A spark can be anywhere. It can penetrate into anything. It occupies no space. At most, it lives up high and wanders around, and it is also delightful. And Jesus, a spark is very weak and it can easily be extinguished, and if it goes out, there is no way to give it new life. Therefore, poor me, if I arrive a being extinguished. And Jesus, no, the spark of Jesus cannot be extinguished, because its life is nourished by the fire of Jesus, and the sparks which have a life from my fire are not subject to death, and if they die with the very fire of Jesus. I have made you the spark, so that I may amuse myself more with you, and because of the littleness of the spark, I can use it by making it go around continuously, inside and outside of me, keeping it in whatever part of me I want, in my eyes, in my ears, in my mouth, under my feet, wherever I best please. December 22, 1910 year. In order to be able to operate great things for God, it is necessary to destroy self-esteem, human respect, and one's own nature. Continuing in my usual state, I saw various priests before my mind, and the blessed Jesus was saying, in order to be able to operate great things for God, it is necessary to destroy self-esteem, human respect, and one's own nature, so that to live again of divine life and take into consideration all the esteem of our Lord and that which you regard his honor and his glory. It is necessary to crush, to pulverize that which is human in order to be able to live of God. And here is how. Not you, but God himself will speak and operate in you, and the source and the words entrusted to you will produce splendid effects, and you will receive the fruits which you and I longed for, like the works of the reunions of priests which I spoke to you about before. One of these might be able to promote and also carry out, which you and I longed for, like the works of the reunions of priests which I spoke to you about before. One of these might be able to promote and also carry out this work, but a little bit of self-esteem, of useless fear, of human respect renders him incapable, and when grace finds the soul surrounded by this baseness, basically. It flies and does not stop, and the priest remains a man and operates as a man, and his works have the effects which those of a man can have, not the effects which a priest animated by the Spirit of Jesus Christ can have. Okay, I stop this filmated. I greet you. Good morning, good afternoon.